towards Elise Hughes. Good strength and awareness and finish. Hughes again.
Driven towards and put home, and it is Elise Hughes.
Hughes is there. There's Hughes. It's Hughes, and it's Palace who leads. Hughes is there for 4.
And Hughes on the rebound makes it 2.
Hughes, the top scorer in the championship.
Elise Hughes on target again.
Hughes hits home the rebound.
Ready? Start off with telling us about your injury. How did it happen, and how did you take the news when you found out you'd be out for quite a while?
Yeah, it was obviously a difficult day, but it was a bit of a roller coaster of emotion. It was a very important game. I went into a tackle, and as I was in the air, as I've landed, the girls come across and taken my planted leg. So it was a contact injury. Instantly I knew how bad it was. I've never really felt like a pain like that, because it was just an ACL rupture. It just goes, the pain just stops completely. And then I thought, actually not as bad as I thought. I think I'll be able to play on. And I went to the side of the pitch with the physios and I did a few jumps, and I thought, yeah, we've got this. So I went back on and I played for an extra 10 minutes, and I was on the pitch for Sinead's goal. As we've ran into the celebrations, I'm like my knee, on the video, I'm like crouched without my knee in it. And then I was running around after that, and I had a think to myself, I was thinking the game's really important, and now we're 1-0 up. I had a feeling that the girls were going to see the game out. So I sat back down and then I just instantly burst into tears, because I think I knew how bad it was. And then the next day I went for my scan, and then the physios told me later that evening that it was obviously a full rupture to my ACL, and that I was going to need surgery. So obviously instantly my season finishes, but there was only 1 game left anyway. It was then the thought process of that's now going to go into the next season, and what that looks like for me. Well, I definitely didn't process it until 3 or 4 months in, and I was realising whoa, this is as bad as it gets.
So before the injury, how good of a season were you having, both personally and obviously with the club?
I feel like the whole club was on an upward trajectory from as soon as we started the season. There was never a game that we didn't think we could win. We didn't actually mention about going for the league until the last 5 games, and we were kind of all in the room and we were like, well, we're in a situation where we can do it, so let's just go and do it. I'm just glad personally I played as many minutes as I did, and I contributed as best as I could.
It's Hughes, and it's Palace who leads.
So on a day-to-day basis, what did your recovery look like?
It started almost straight away. The season ended and I had surgery straight away. It was almost a blessing in disguise that it happened when it did, because it allowed me one-on-one time with my physio. Obviously all the girls ended up going on a well-deserved summer holiday, and it was at that moment I realised I'm not getting a break because we're full steam ahead. Mentally, I don't think you understand the barriers and the challenges you're going to go through until it's you that's doing it. You have a lot of outside noise and outside support, but you can never really tap into that, because it's just you that deals with it. You can kind of lean on the people that might have done it before, but their journey looked completely different to yours. Sometimes the mental battle was things that wasn't even to do with my injury. I let things get to me probably because my emotional state was higher than it usually is. And it was about dealing with that, and I've clashed with medical team members a few times throughout, but the next day you come in and you just laugh it off. It just happens like that.
What members of staff have helped you through your whole rehab?
Yeah, I can't thank the medical team enough. I think they've been great. My physio Tade has been with me from the start. He gave up his whole summer holidays to buy into the journey of getting me back on the pitch. Later, after I graduated from Tade, I was with Chico, and on the pitch he's been phenomenal. I think he's been a massive help, and I said to him what I wanted, and he bought into that as well. And I said I want to be fitter. I want to bridge the gap between coming in mid-season then to the girls that have been playing regularly in the WSL, and he was full support. And then a handful of my teammates that have been here from the very start, from the day that I did it, I can't thank them enough. I ended up obviously having one of our best mates join the team in the summer in Lily Woodham, and some of the girls that have been there from the start in Annabel and Fliss that were literally there on the day, and Fliss took me to my very first scan, and they've just been there for me every day since. It's been really frustrating watching from the sides, because you want to do everything you can to help. There's nothing worse than being a footballer that can't play football. The girls have done everything they could to this moment in the season, and some games we've just been unlucky. That's the league for you. Like, it takes no prisoners. I'm really glad that I've been there to support, because it's now, I think, aided my transition back to be with the girls.
What was your biggest motivation to get back onto the pitch?
Within the first week of me doing it, the team gets promoted to the WSL, so there's one motivation straight away. My national team ended up qualifying for a major tournament, and there's no bigger motivation than returning to your club team that's been promoted and returning to your national team that's going to a major tournament. So my national team have been great with me from the moment it happened. They've allowed me to come and be a part of every camp. You know, I felt really supported and really cared from my national team, and that doesn't surprise me because we're just one big family over there in Wales.
So you got your first minutes in the 5th round of the FA Cup. How was it just stepping back onto the field?
Yeah, it meant a lot to me. It wasn't just that day, it was the whole 9 months. Like, that was the journey to get to that moment. That moment wasn't just Sunday, that moment was like 9 months in the making, and everyone that took part in that, like, it's not just me that got me back. Obviously I played a big part in it, but I had other people that were proud of that moment.
What are you most looking forward to about the WSL?
The challenge that it presents. It's every game is a massive one, and we need to take points, and as many points as we can. And to return at this stage of the season when the pressure is so high, as a footballer and as the person that I am, there's nothing more that I want, and I can't wait to help the team the best way I can. The girls know my strengths, and if they can play to my strengths as well, then that's great. I try to play to theirs, and I'll always try and give my best for the club and for my teammates.
What does football mean to you?
Yeah, football's all I've ever known. I was that kid in school that was like, I'm going to be a footballer, and the teachers were always like, well, yeah, but what if? I was like, I don't know. This is just what we're going with, and I'll always be grateful for the fact that, like, this is my full-time job, that this is like my passion, and this is everything that I love, and I get to do it every day. I know I'm very fortunate, and I'm in a small minority that get to do that. But once it's taken away from you for even this is a short or long period of time, like, yeah, it's bigger motivation to ever to get back to the game that I've always loved.